What's going on, everyone? PC Wizard here. Today I'm doing a video response to TheVintageGamersUS. This is a channel I recently subscribed to. They do a whole bunch of pickups videos and also go around to a bunch of stores and look for retro games. It's a cool channel, definitely check it out. I'll put a link in the video description below. But this is a video response to their 500 subscriber contest. Basically what they're doing is they're asking people to make a video response showing their top 3 games in their gaming collection, or not really games, but gaming related items in their collection. So that's what I'm going to do here. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so my number 3 item is right here, and it's quite a rare item. I'm really happy to have it in my collection, and that is the Dreamcast Broadband adapter. This thing's a pretty simple device, really. Basically just allows you to plug it into your Dreamcast in place of the standard 56K modem, and it allows you to play your games, or your online games, or some of them anyway, over your high-speed internet. This is a pretty rare item. Usually sells for $100 to $150. I ended up getting this for in a $60 lot with a Dreamcast system itself. I believe it came with a few controllers, a few VMUs, and that's just about it, I think. But if you deduct everything else, this ended up around $20, which was a really, really good deal, and I'm really happy to have this. So a couple of the games that you can play online with this are Quake 3 Arena and Phantasy Star Online. These are both fantastic games, really, really fun to play online. Really, these are the only 2 games currently that you can play with the broadband adapter. Unfortunately, there were a couple or a few other games that you could play back in the day with the broadband adapter, but unfortunately they are no longer online. But Quake 3 Arena is online, and Phantasy Star Online you can play through a private server. But yeah, that's my number 3 item, the Dreamcast Broadband adapter. Okay, so the number 2 item in my collection is this. This is Shadowrun for the Super Nintendo. This is a fantastic RPG and one of my favorite games of all time. This is actually one of the first games I ever played. This, along with A Legend of Zelda, or The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. It was a pretty close contest between those two, actually, but I chose this one because this is the game I've played the most. Actually, when I first played this game, I never got out of the first area, couldn't figure it out. Eventually I did figure it out, and I've beat the game several times since then. It just never gets old. It's just a fantastic game. The story behind the game is that you play as this character named Jake Armitage, who is shot and wakes up in a morgue with his memory erased, and basically he just goes through the entire game trying to figure out who he was, and or who he is, and why he was shot. It's a pretty cool story. What I really like about this game is that it combines elements of magic and technology all into one game. There's no other game on the planet where you're going to find vampires, dragons, computer hacking, ghouls, ghosts, and shamans all in one game. That is pretty awesome. But it is a fantastic game with a great storyline and really good gameplay. I'd highly recommend you play this game. This game is actually pretty rare now. It sells for, I believe, around $30 online. Unfortunately, I don't have the original box for this. I'm pretty sure at one point I did, but unfortunately it seems I've lost it. But anyway, this is the number 2 item in my collection. Really happy to have this, and a great game. And now on to the final and number 1 item in my collection, and that is Shenmue on the Sega Dreamcast. This game is phenomenal. This is my number 1 game of all time. It's just an amazing game. I actually only just played this game 3 years ago, which was about a year after I got my first Dreamcast, which was on 9909. I got it exactly 10 years late. But I am really glad I eventually got a Dreamcast, because just to play this game is fantastic. The storyline behind this game is you're this guy named Ryu Hazuki, who's right on the front of the case here. He witnesses his father's murder at the hands of Landi at the beginning of the game, and basically the story is played out as you're searching for Landi to exact your revenge. Now, unfortunately, this game and Shenmue 2, the sequel to this game, ends in a cliffhanger, and the story was never continued. I'm still hoping for Shenmue 3 eventually, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. But I do hope it happens eventually, because the story in this game is amazing. I've never played a game that sucks you in as much as this game. It really makes you feel like you are the main character of this game. And I mean, not just the storyline, the game itself just really sucks you in. The amount of detail they put into this game. I mean, you can pick up objects and examine them. I mean, you can pick up a magazine and literally rotate the magazine in your hand and just observe the entire thing, which is just amazing. This is an open world game. You can go wherever you want, do whatever you want. There's no time limit on anything. You don't even have to follow the main storyline. If you want, you can just go off to the local arcade and play. You can actually play real games in the arcade in this game, including Space Harrier and Hang On and Darts and a couple other games that were made specifically for this game. But it's just amazing. This is just a phenomenal game. Shenmue 2 is actually slightly edges out this game for me, because Shenmue 2 is just an amazing work of art. There's this one scene, or not really scene, but a good part of the game, you're walking through this forest during fall, I believe, or spring. It might be spring. And it's just the colors, the amount of detail they put into the game, it's just phenomenal. But yeah, this is the #1 game in my collection. I highly recommend you play this game if you haven't already. It's not an extremely rare game. It's pretty easy to pick up for around 10 bucks, 10, 15 bucks, but it's just definitely worth at least one playthrough. It's just phenomenal. Um, yeah, this is the #1 game in my collection, Shenmue for the Sega Dreamcast. And that is all. These are the top 3 items in my gaming collection. A big thanks to TheVintageGamersUS for putting together this contest, and congratulations on 500 subscribers. You can check out their channel again in the link below in the description, and I'll put a link right here as well, so you can click on that. But thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, rate, and subscribe.